In this lesson on the sociology of crime and deviance, we're going to look at the patterns of crime in the UK. A bit of an introductory lesson, really. Conviction, found guilty by the courts. Yeah? Urban and rural, city, countryside. Disproportionate, not in proportion. With somebody who's 5 foot tall and they had size 14 feet, that would be disproportionate, not in proportion. Two numbers don't match. Okay, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. So, let's look at some stats. Well, let's start off. In the past, sociologists often say that in the past, people think, oh, crime was much better when I was a child. Everyone points back to a golden age, which never really seems to exist. Now, in reality, the conviction stats have been pretty steady or going down in this country for the last 50 or so years. So crime is not out of control. Except if you're a new right sociologist, whereas you think, well, certain crimes are getting worse, caused by lone parent families, you get more antisocial behaviour and that sort of thing. So there's quite a lot of disagreement about this. What are the patterns? Well, most crime is in cities. Who? Young men. Yeah. For example, 85,000 people are in prison in the UK. Of those 85,000, 82,000 are male. You also have ethnic differences. Afro-Caribbean people in the UK make up 3% of the population. So you should expect the prison population to be 3% Afro-Caribbean. It's not, it's 12%. In youth offending institutions, that 3% population, but 25% of the population Afro-Caribbean in youth offending institutions. So way disproportionate. We have new crimes coming along the whole time. In particular, we have cybercrime, hacking, identity theft, anything involving computers. Also worth noticing that we talk about the working class being the criminals. They're also the victims. If you are working class, you are twice as likely to be a victim of crime than if you are middle class. You are way more likely to have your flat broken into if you're poor than if you're rich. Now, some more work on this coming in the future, but Marxists say, but this is because of capitalism. Capitalism is its responsibility. It's taught us to be competitive. It's taught us to want things. You know, we've got sets of values and norms to do with having things, and therefore capitalism causes crime. The New Right disagree. They say a lot of crime is caused by the underclass with their culture of poverty, where they don't value hard work and doing well and working hard and getting up and doing something. They want things they don't want to work for them, therefore they're much more likely to commit crime because they have different values to the rest of us. There are big gender differences. Women are far more likely to be the victim of domestic violence than men. However, if you're a young man, you're much more likely to be a victim of assault on the street, GBH, grievous bodily harm. Ethnic minorities, as I said, they're much more likely to be in prison. They may be the victims of hate crimes themselves. But again, to a Marxist, this could be class in disguise. And black people being arrested more is not because they're black, because they're working class, some people might say.